So I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, have participated in exactly one school play so far. That's right, one. One whole school play. Which you may be thinking, well, that sounds kind of dumb. How can you make a story off of one school play? Oh, you don't even know how I can make one story off of one school play. So here we are. We're going to make it a story about my participation in one whole school play. Because it's that good. So, here is my time when I was inside of a school play this year at school. So, first of all, we don't just call it our school's program, we call it EHTC, which stands for Blank Blank Theater Company. I'm not going to tell you what it is because some of you guys can be sneaky people and you can find me that way. So I was just going to say Blank Blank TC, or EHTC stands for Blank Blank Theater Company. There you go. Now you know what the acronym is. Alright, so I heard about this, and last year, all the years, there's normally a sign up in front of the music teacher's room since she is our director, and normally I forget to go. So, and then I don't get to do it, and I'm just all sad because I'm like, well, I wanted to do this, and I don't get to. But then last year, my friend, who was in the play before, was like, okay, man, you didn't get it. Well, there's extras down there. You could have gotten them, and I'm here just like, I could have gotten one of these last year. And I'm like, well, whatever. So I go in there, go grab the extra sign-up sheet. This is me as normal. I'll always be represented with the skull, just because, hey, why not? It's easy just to have that as a key. So I go in, I grab that, and it's all good. So, you know, I go practice all that stuff over the summer, spend the entire summer doing it, and I'm just like, man, this is going to be great when I do the actual play. So fall comes around, auditions happen. So I get the very first day of auditions, and I was in the first 5 people to audition because they put them in by 5s. I only put myself here because that was just easier and it saved armor stands. So there was like 5 people all in a row that would be like right here, and we all auditioned at the same time. So we go into Miss Van Orden's room, who is our music teacher, who is also the director of the show. So we go into her room, and we all, you know, do read scripts, sing songs and stuff, and, you know, she's just sitting here watching us as we're doing this. No, it's all good, and actually not good. I was terrified. I messed up one part in the song, because we did Beauty and the Beast Jr. I'm going to mention this now, because you're going to figure this out eventually, but we did Beauty and the Beast Jr., and, see, I messed up a French word in Be Our Guest, and I was like, welp, there goes all hopes of me being a main character. Except, unlike most people where they're like, oh, I want to be Lumiere, I wanted to be Cogsworth. So I'm like, you know what, man, I want to be Cogsworth. So, you know, she's just like, oh, okay, Cogsworth, you know, I sing that, I mess up, she doesn't care that I mess that up because I don't need to say French stuff, and then I do my British accent for the actual, like, script reading part as Cogsworth, and I did it pretty well. I'm pretty sure you did it pretty well. She was, I think, was impressed by it. So, you know, that happens. Day moves on. I'm, like, freaking out. I don't know what's gonna happen. So then, maybe, like, a week later, I come back, I get callbacks. So, you know, I'm like, woo. That means I'm in the running, because, like, callbacks, that is, you were close, like, you were considered for the show, but you may or may not get in. Like, you are, like, the second best thing there can be besides being in the show, is because, like, you were considered. Yeah, that's, like, a big thing. Especially because this show was the biggest show that, our director ever did. The most people she ever accepted into this stage and the final stage, because there were so many people that auditioned, she didn't know who to not pick. So, you know, that's kind of ridiculous. So we go in here, or like, I'm really happy I get callbacks, because, I mean, callbacks, that's a really big deal. So I go in, and, you know, I do more singing songs and stuff, do some choreography, see how that goes, read more lines, and then I found out I got in the play. So, you know, I'm just like, woohoo! And even better, I got into the play as Cogsworth, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm here like, yippee-ki-yay, I just got the role I wanted. So I'm like super excited, and eventually I come in on the first day. And you know, there's like, again, saving armor stands here, but there would be like 60 people, 60 to 80 people all sitting on this stage here, and we're all doing physical warm-ups. This is just an example, but physical warm-ups, you know, there's our choreographer up in the front, you know, doing it, and I'm running out of heads. This isn't, in case you're wondering, no, this isn't the same person from the other video about my 8th grade prom. Completely different person. But yeah, here, you know, you would just do what she does, and you know, we're mimicking that, and you know, then we would just act and work on songs, and you know, it was the same every day, and it was kind of boring. You know, it's like, well, okay. Then there's a couple of days where, you know, we actually act. That's always fun, because I get to do my Cogsworth lines, and I actually only really went into this because I like to act. Like, my time, like, I didn't want to do it for the singing. I wanted to do it for the acting, and that's the whole reason I got in. So I went in, you know, I did pretty good, and I dealt with it. I dealt with the singing. So then maybe like in October. So this story started in like, well, it started in seventh grade, but technically, when the auditions happened, it was like early September. So by the time October rolls around, they get my Cogsworth costume in, which this is a very bad representation of my Cogsworth costume. I'll just put a photo of it on screen. Yep, so there you go. But this thing, I was like, holy crap, this thing's awesome. And I came in with Jada, who was our, like, someone I know named Jada, who was the Lumiere of our cast, and she was helping people, you know, with their costumes and stuff, because she didn't need to be in that scene, because she was Lumiere for both casts. Because another thing, 2 casts, which sounds really confusing, but there are 2 casts. There's and each cast has obviously different people playing each part. So I was only Cogsworth in one cast. The other time I was a beautiful townsperson who was super cool. I didn't try on his costume yet. I got his costume later. But Jada was Lumiere for both casts. She was one of the few people that got that opportunity to be the same character in both casts. So we got in, and you know, I'm really happy I got this costume. Jada thought this costume was a table at first, until I put it on. Like, I crawled in through the bottom, and this costume, I'll tell you right now, was a pain in the butt. I mean, like, this thing was terrible, because you see how this is a block of concrete? Okay, it wasn't a block of concrete in real life, but it was a 10-pound wooden frame held to your shoulders by straps, which sounds not so bad, but when it's digging into your shoulders for 2 hours, it hurts. And there was even pads in there. I needed to wear an extra vest with even more pads because it was so bad. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, please help me. But eventually, you know, we did more of those rehearsals that are back there, you know, to keep doing stuff. And eventually, we start actually running the show and, like, doing the dress rehearsals and things. So, you know, it's all good, and I'm like, holy crap, we're finally doing this. And it turns out so bad. So, either way, controlling 80 people at once is really hard. And they wouldn't stop talking. Like, somebody would do something, and somebody would talk. And whenever we talked, we had to run laps. And running laps wasn't good because it would make you more tired. So, not a good thing. And then, when we were in, like, dress rehearsal and stuff, since, you know, they didn't want to get the costumes all sweaty, they just stopped it, and they would yell at us, which is very annoying, and then we wouldn't get anything done. So I'm just here, like, really pissed. It's almost like, oh my gosh, please, will you guys shut up? So, you know, we do that, and, in fact, like, we have 8th grade speeches. Like, each 8th grader gives a speech before they head off to 9th grade. One of the days we actually run shows. And I was really close to just making my speech to tell everyone to shut up most of the time. Because it was so bad, I hated it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, please. So, eventually, we stopped just doing runs of shows, and we started actually doing real shows, like, good shows that we're actually in front of audiences that paid money to see us. So we're here and we're doing these shows, and yes, there would be set back here. I just didn't feel like putting it in because this isn't high enough to put in the stuff I would put in. But you know, we're acting. Everybody's loving us. Like, we are like the celebrities now here, because there's a couple of things. So you know, we have, this would just be Jada for now because Lumiere. And you can't put things in each of their hands. Otherwise, I would have put torches, but you can't put stuff in the left hand yet. But anyway, you know, we're performing. Everybody loves Jada and I as Lumiere and Cogsworth. It's great. Like, we just stole the show from everybody, and we were just a great combination of like actors, and we had like good acting chemistry as far as our characters went. So it was perfect. Like, we each played our characters absolutely perfectly. And like me, I played Cogsworth like funny. Nobody knew how I did it, but I still kept the character, but he was funnier, like, somehow. Like, I guess it's just because I'm a generally funny person or something, but I mean, I was a funny Cogsworth. Everybody actually thought I was a funny Cogsworth, and some people even thought I was the better Cogsworth out of the two. Although I think the other one's better just because he wasn't funny, and because, you know, he's not supposed to be funny, he's supposed to be serious, but maybe he was so serious it looked funny. I don't know. But like, the guy who played the Beast, he wouldn't stop smiling whenever he looked at me for one scene because he thought that when I cowered in fear, it was hilarious. So like, I had this all under control. I was feeling great. I made like a ton of friends doing this too. And at the cast party after the last day we did it, there were like awards, and I got to sign a rubber chicken along with Jada and the other Cogsworth because we were the funniest, like, my wall just fell behind me. Like, you know, I have one of those streaming walls, because, yeah, one of those just fell behind me. But you know how, like, well, the award was for the funniest, like, the funniest character in the show, and who played the funniest character / characters in the show. So, we got that award, and I was very accomplished for that, because I signed my name straight across the neck of the chicken. Makes me feel very accomplished about that. In fact, I think they're going to need a new rubber chicken soon because it's running out of room. But, yeah, so that's my acting experience for you. And if you have, like, no, I'm not gonna, and then if you're thinking, why would I ever join a school play? There's no need for me to join a school play, like, whatsoever. Well, great example. You make a ton of friends. Like, I had people that I wasn't even friends with until this play. And it was great, okay? So, you know what? Go do it. Do it. I don't care if you make it in. Just try. And if you do make it in, congratulations. You just got like 10 new friends and something for you to do until after school every single day until 5. So, anyway, guys, for all those people who already are in plays, I hope you enjoyed this video of how I described my play experience. And subscribe for more videos like this. And also, sorry I did not do a live stream this week. I forgot both dates that I did it. Or actually, no, I wasn't home both the times that I said I was going to do it. Both things came up both times. But this week on Thursday, definitely a live stream and definitely Fallout 4. So, because I just finished making the Institute portal, so we're all going to go in there and check out what's in the Institute. So, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe for more things like it, and goodbye.